Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. What is your response to this idea pushed by Donald Trump that foreign aid should be to other countries should be treated as a loan? It's an idea, a concept that appears to have picked up steam with some Republicans, Senator Lindsey Graham, citing that as the reason he voted against the supplemental funding package.
Look, there can be a place for loans and foreign assistance. There have been for a long time, but there's a number of categories of foreign assistance where that makes no sense. Try telling a Palestinian mother in Gaza that, to get a piece of medicine, they have to take out a loan. Humanitarian assistance in the best traditions, bipartisan traditions of the United States, has never been a loan. It's been something we provide to people in desperate need in conflict situations. So that's one category where I think the loan concept just has never applied and makes no sense to apply. A second is when you're dealing with a country that is fighting for its life, like Ukraine, that needs an economy to remain basically afloat, basically intact, and not collapse and have the entire weight of the country collapse with it. Talking about loans as opposed to providing the necessary infusion of cash is only going to make the economic problems of that country worse at a time we are trying to make them better, because a stronger, more stable, more secure Ukraine is in the fundamental national security interests of the United States. So there's another place where it wouldn't make sense. And then, of course, you have the funding for Israel in the supplemental, including money designed to ensure Israel's security. I would ask the question, is Donald Trump and is Lindsey Graham saying that we should only be providing that money on a loan basis, or that the memorandum of understanding that has been supported on a bipartisan basis over the course of a decade should be converted into a loan? I think you would probably find them taking a different approach on that question. So from our perspective, we look at every element of U.S. foreign assistance through the lens of, does it help solve a problem, and does it help advance the security and values of the United States? And we believe that we can answer that question, yes, for what we're putting forward in this supplemental, and we believe we can put it forward for what's in our base budget as well.
And then on another topic, are you able to confirm a Wall Street Journal report today that the U.S. is investigating the potential use of white phosphorus by Israel on a recent attack in Lebanon?
I mean, we look at reports that happen in all conflict situations all around the world. That's part of what we do to ensure our own compliance with international obligations, but I can't confirm any particular formal review of the kind that you're referring to. Yeah.
Thanks, Jake. I wanted to ask, there was an Axios report on a shipment of flour being blocked by Israel getting into Gaza. Can you confirm that this aid hasn't been able to come through? And if there's already issues right now getting aid like flour in to Palestinian people, then when an operation does happen in Rafah, how can you guarantee that that aid will still be able to come through?
Well, it's why we're asking the question on the aid coming through. And you're right, that flour has not moved the way that we had expected it would move, and we expect that Israel will follow through on its commitment to get that flour into Gaza. But we are asking the question, how do you do something like Rafah and make sure all those innocent people not only are protected physically but can have access to aid? That is precisely the point that we are pressing on quite actively as we speak.
About the Munich Security Conference really quick. The VP obviously headed there today. The president said when he went 3 years ago that America is back, the transatlantic alliance is back. But there are some concerns from European allies about that. So what message can the VP send when she heads there today?
Well, look, one thing she can say is that the NATO alliance is bigger, stronger, and more vital than it has been in 75 years, having just added Finland and about to add Sweden. That since President Biden took office, we've gone from 9 NATO allies who were hitting their 2% threshold to 18. We have doubled that number in 3 years. You've got NATO countries stepping up now with implementable plans for the defense and deterrence of the East and the South in a way that you never did before. And you have unity among the NATO alliance in a way that has really been pretty unprecedented in modern memory. So she's going to go with a story to tell, not just about that, but about how the U.S. and Europe are aligned on some of the challenges we see from the People's Republic of China, how we're aligned on thinking about a clean energy transition, how we're aligned on sanctions against Russia and standing up for Ukraine. But she's also going to say, we're at an important moment here. and it is a time for choosing, and President Biden is making clear where he stands on these issues, and he thinks the American people are with him in standing strong for NATO and for transatlantic unity. Yeah.